This is Kelso Sturgeon. Thank you for attending another session of my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. Obviously a very important time of the year, right in the midst of March Madness. The NCAA kicks off tonight with two play-in games from Dayton, Ohio. Comes right back tomorrow night with two more, covering all these games, plus the various other tournaments. You know, there's a lot of basketball left to be played. You know, our focus is on the NCAA tournament and the secondary tournament and the NIT, but we also have the College Insider Tournament, the College Basketball Invitational. In other words, we started the season with 344 NCAA Division I teams. 126 of them are still playing. There's winners everywhere. And while my focus certainly is on the NCAA and in a secondary fashion to the NIT, listen, a winner can come from anywhere. And I intend to use both the College Basketball Invitational and the College Insider Tournament, just as freely as I do the NCAA and the NIT. If I see a winner, you're going to get it. It's as simple as that. Now, you know, we're 2 weeks into March Madness, and I'm just pleased to report the only thing that really counts. We're winning money and big money. If you were with me through the college conference tournaments, you were a $10 better, you're up $1,365 right now. If you're $100 per unit better, you're up $13,650. The winning is going to continue right through the NCAA. I have an unusual take on this tournament, and I would advise you to read my column today on this website, because I think it puts things in perspective. This is not a tournament that just any of the 68 teams that have been invited can win. In fact, I would like to point out, in the last 40 years, only one team that did not come from a major conference has won this tournament, and that was the great Texas El Paso team. Do you realize in those 40 years that only 7 mid-major teams have made it to the Final Four? None have won it. Now, it's encouraging that last year we had both Butler and Virginia Commonwealth from mid-majors in the Final Four. But the truth of the matter is, the NCAA tournament, in the end, normally belongs to one of the giants. Maybe this year will be the first year that a mid-major wins it, and there are some powerful mid-majors out there, but it remains to be seen. But regardless, it's not who wins, but it's who covers the number, and that certainly will be my focus. Now, I'm kicking things off tonight with a 50-unit play in the NCAA, one of the two games at 50 units, also releasing an NIT game at the 10-unit level, and a college basketball invitational game at the 10-unit level. I intend to go 3-0 tonight and kick off the final round of March Madness. Now, you know, in going into handicapping, just remember that defense is the prevalent factor in winning at NCAA tournament time. Coaches know it, players know it, and the attitude has always been this: it's a two-pronged attack. Play great defense and try to limit your opponents, and then try to score enough points to win the ball game. I mean, that might sound like an oversimplification, but that's NCAA time. Defensive teams do have somewhat of an edge. Great defensive teams have a tremendous edge. And you know, I love to think of the NCAA tournament as a fan, as a sporting event, but as a better, you know, it's a tournament where perception is on a collision course with reality. The big teams are going to win. And there's a couple of figures here that I think you'll find fascinating. As you know, the tournament is set up where the number 1 team faces the number 16 team. There's 4 regionals, so there's 4 number 1s and 4 16s. Since the 64 team tournament was established in 1985, there have been 108 games in which the number 1 seed face the number 16 seed. The number 1 seed is a 108-0 against the 16 seed. It's almost that much of an impact, the number 2 seed against the number 15 seed. The number 2 seed is 104 to 4 against the number 15 seed. So this means the top 2 seeds in the NCAA tournament are 212-4 against the 15th and 16th seeded teams. It's something to keep in mind. And once again, while these figures are all about who wins, they're not necessarily about who covers. You know, there's such the one thing I approach in my column on the website today is there's so much difference between the haves and the have-nots in college basketball. For instance, Kentucky, which is the obvious favorite to win it all, I don't think they will, but the obvious favorite to win it all, has a basketball budget of $12,400,000 per season. Mississippi Valley State, which Kentucky could play in the first round, has a budget of $330,000. Now think about this. You have a team spending $12,400,000 on its basketball program, facing a team that spends but $330,000, and that could possibly happen. You know, Kentucky is going to play the winner of tonight's Western Kentucky Mississippi Valley State game. Western Kentucky spends about $1.5 million on its program. Money rules this game. That doesn't mean that there can't be upsets. I mean, teams such as Virginia Commonwealth proved it last year. Butler proved it for the last 2 seasons. But there's such a difference in these teams. Please read that column. I think it'll give you some insight into just what it takes to win in this game, and it's called money. Big money. And you know, there's teams that have high hopes. You know, once again, 7 mid-majors have reached the Final Four in the last 40 years. That's not very many, to say the least. You know, my Final Four prediction is truthfully far afield from everybody else's, and you know, I've changed it a bit since we last met here. You know, here's how I'm predicting the 4 regionals will turn out. I'm taking Wichita State to win the South Regional, Florida State to win the East Regional, Kansas to win the West Regional, and Missouri to win, I beg your pardon, Kansas to win the Midwest Regional and Missouri to win the West Regional. I realize that I didn't mention Kentucky. I think Kentucky has a tremendous weakness. I'm not saying it shouldn't be the favorite to win it all. If you're 32-1, you obviously did something. I mean, 32-2, you obviously did something right. Kentucky, it might surprise you, has a great starting 5 and absolutely no bench. You need depth at tournament time, and it can catch you, especially if you start playing tighter games than you imagined, or one of your starters gets in foul trouble. Kentucky has 5 outstanding starters and only 2 players who come off the bench and make any contribution of any kind. It's got to be a tough run for them, and I think it'll catch them before it's all over. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, you've also got to remember, I was just thinking of Connecticut, the defending national champion. You know, just to remind you, Connecticut's going to try to make some kind of a splash this season because they are banned from playing in the NCAA tournament next year. They don't graduate enough players, and the NCAA has a new rule that if you don't graduate a lot of players, a high percentage of players, then you are going to be banned from the tournament. Connecticut is near the bottom in graduation rates. Now, once again, tonight I'm kicking things off with a 3-team package headed by a 50-unit play in the NCAA. You can get this package tonight for just $50 charged to your major credit card, but there's a couple other things that I've come up with here that you might be interested in. I put together a 6-day 500-unit package that you can get for just $90. And here, I beg your pardon, for $99, not $90, but $99. And here's what you get. Tonight you get the 3-game package highlighted by the 50-unit winner. Tomorrow night it's a 50-unit NIT blowout. On Thursday night, a 50-unit NCAA tip-off play. On Friday, a 50-unit NCAA power play. On Saturday, my 200-unit NCAA tournament game of the year. And by the way, I won this game last year in a rather easy fashion when Richmond knocked off Morehead State by 17 points. And then on Sunday, my 100-unit NCAA tournament upset game of the year. I won this one last year with Virginia Commonwealth. I smoked them out early, and they delivered a 94-76 win over Purdue. So let me run them down again. 50 units tonight, 50 units tomorrow night, 50 units on Friday, 200 units on Saturday, 100 units on Sunday. You can get all those games for just $99. It's $50 a day. Costs you $300 if you play by the day. $99 for all those games. Even better yet, get on board for the entire March Madness package for just $195 charged to your major credit card. I intend to start off winning tonight. Just a reminder, I'll be back here Thursday morning with my first big NCAA report. And once again, I'm going to have what I believe will be a very informative column on this website every single day throughout the NCAA tournament. It's going to offer you some inside information, some tips that you need to keep right on winning, and make certain you visit and read. And once again, back here on Thursday with my next video on March Madness. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you watching. As I noted, the first 2 weeks of March Madness, I crushed the numbers and made a fortune for my players. I intend to keep right on doing it. Once again, thank you and good